I'm Lynn Neely. I wrote this chapter in the China Changes Everything book. It's called China Outpaces the World in Energy Production and Green Technology. This quote from the New York Times kind of summarizes my whole chapter. Not only does China already dominate global manufacturing of solar panels, wind turbines, batteries, electric vehicles, and many other clean energy industries, but with each passing month, it is widening its technological lead. So, since I wrote this chapter, there's been so many more developments in green technology by China. On the right, you see a flying taxi that has just come out. It goes 80 miles an hour and it can go for 145 miles. And they have little launching pads all over it's like bigger than a drone and smaller than a helicopter to pick up its passengers. And then on the bottom is a new chip called LightGen. It's an ultra-fast photonic computing chip. It processes information using pulses of laser light instead of electricity. So it's a big promise for the future. China produces 70% of the world's electric vehicles and 98% of the world's electric buses. If you have an electric car, you can charge it in 5 minutes and it can be driven for 250 miles. So you can go on trips. Like here, you can't do that with an electric car without a bunch of hassle and cost. This is a picture of the charging stations, and China filled the country with charging stations as they were producing the electric cars. So it was, they could already be charged all over the place. Now it's a hassle for everybody here. Okay, China's commercial electric speed trains travel at 217 miles per hour. And here in the US, I think the fastest one is 160 miles an hour. The magnetic levitation trains, however, have achieved incredible test speeds of over 435 miles per hour. China dominates the global solar power industry. It produces over 80% of the world's solar panels and controls most of the entire supply chain, from raw materials to finished products. And this picture on the right is a mountainside in China that's covered with solar panels. And down below, you see Providence that houses in a small community that are blanketed with rooftop solar panels. These smaller solar farms account for 43% of China's solar industry. So this is a slide. This is actually kind of from Greg Dunkel's chapter, which is turning the lights on around the world. But China, China provides 60%. I mean, no, has recently started giving solar panels to Africa. There was a 60% increase in the number of solar panels last year from June 24 to 25. So this increase is reshaping electric systems in many countries. Um, it's hydropower, though, that is the primary renewable energy source in China. China produces 30% of the world's total output, and half of the world's 10 largest dams are in China. So the one below, the Three Gorges Dams, is the world's largest dam and the greatest producer of electricity, hydroelectricity to date. The picture on the right is a picture of plans that are underway for the new mega dam project, which is built in the Himalayan mountains on the Yarlung-Zangbo River, which are the highest mountains in the world. It includes 28 dams. It will include 28 dams it's at various stages of completion right now. And there's several tunnels that they have dug into the mountain that are steeper, and they will divert portions of the water through the steep slopes, from these high mountains. The tunnels increase the steep elevation drop to maximize the amount of energy produced. So this is a picture of the Dakota Access Pipeline protests. For 10 years, the project, this Dakota Access Pipeline project, um, had disrespect for the indigenous sovereignty and the environment, and it threatened crucial water supply and sacred cultural sites. And that's just one example of how the U.S. does not cater to people's needs. They trample on cities in the South, and they're installing these huge power stations now to accompany to for AI. But in contrast, it's China's socialist state-owned industries that prioritize improving the quality of life for Chinese people, and they have for decades. The US profit capitalist system is not set up to build an energy grid for the future. Large-scale infrastructure projects will take decades to build, and private investors in the US are unwilling and unable to turn a profit during that time. Trump, heavily funded by fossil fuel companies, has promised more drilling and less restrictions on gas exports and motor vehicle pollution.